So new stock is crashing like crazy. What's going on with deliveries? I'm going to explain that. So last week, NIO delivered 1,600 vehicles, and the cumulative total so far this month is 5,300 vehicles. And you got 2 more days left, yesterday and today. And if things don't change that much, probably going to get around 5,500-ish compared to last year. It was at this time last year, May, it was around 7,000 deliveries for the month. So definitely going to see a year-over-year decrease in deliveries, and definitely going to see a month-over-month decrease in deliveries. So obviously that is not good. What is happening, and how well is the ES6 selling? Are they selling at all? Because you look at the delivery numbers, it doesn't seem like they're selling it at all. But what I want you guys to know is right when they started the announcement, they started doing deliveries of the ES6. And a lot of these ES6s are blind order ES6s. Like these NIO owners, they've made it very clear to the NIO fellow that they're going to be buying a ES6 for sure, 100%. And without even knowing the price and without even knowing the specs of the car, NIO has these pre-built cars produced and ready, and then just right on launch day, these guys were able to take delivery and just basically pay whatever needs to be paid and get that car. So these guys are definitely very acceptable NIO owners that they're willing to take the car no matter what spec it is, right? So a lot of these were delivered on launch day and the few days following launch day. But most people actually want to spec out the car and have selected different options to select their personalized colors, etc. So these orders are going to take a while to actually show up. So probably next month or the month after that. So that's going to take a while. And what about the situation on the ground here in China? Well, they are super busy with test drives. All the stores are busy with test drives, and they got test drive vehicles in every single store. And the NIO manager told me, this was the day before I filmed the ES6 video, he told me how they got test drives up until nighttime. There's a lot of people interested in this car. A lot of people that are just willing to check out this car, and it is a very, very good car. The thing that you guys got to know is that a lot of the deposits, right? These deposits are like those refundable deposits. It's not exactly those locked in deposits. So, and some of these deposits are people just flipping money. I deposited early, so I'm ahead in the lineup, so I would get the vehicle first, but I have no intention of buying the vehicle. But if you want to buy and cut in line, here I can sell my spot for you for like a few hundred RMB, and then that's how a lot of people actually flip using this whole order system. So unless they actually lock in the orders, it's fully refundable, and those order numbers don't really mean anything. But what you guys do need to know is that people are actually locking in the orders. A lot of people are actually locking in the orders. Mostly these are people that have always been interested in NIO, know about the brand, but we're waiting for a affordable SUV compared to the ES7. And these guys, they locked in. And I want to let you guys know how hard these NIO employees are working. And on top of that, just 2 days ago when I was eating dinner, I did a swap at a first-gen swap station, and then the restaurant was really close nearby. There were 2 NIOs parked right there. I was the third NIO coming up, and I parked. After I parked, there was just a fine gentleman. He was a bit like middle-aged, definitely has some money, has some wealth, and he came up to me and wanted to inquire about license plates. He wanted to know the license plate that has A inside and F inside. F is EREV, and then A, and then also if it has D inside it, what's the whole deal with that? And then we just talked, and then we talked about the NIOs in general. We talked about my car. I introduced to him the new ES6, talked all about it. And he was really open to it, and he told me he knew about a car called EP9, the race car, and so he was really interested in this brand, and he was really open, and he was a very, very curious potential customer. So we talked for like 15 minutes. I just introducing to him, and also told him about like the build quality of this car, and if there were any malfunctions, how I purchased the car, what I paid for the car, how I regretted going for Bass. Told him all about that, and he was generally very interested. And I wanted him to go and test drive this vehicle. So I got his phone number, and so apparently this guy, he's a boss. He's a fairly wealthy person, but he came to Beijing from Sichuan to for some business meetings. So he doesn't actually live in Beijing, but so we got his phone number, and I gave it to the new manager, and then we were able to do this right away. Like within 1 hour, new manager was able to get it into his system. He was able to contact him via the telephone, and what we learned really interesting is this guy, this potential customer, was a really busy man. He's extremely busy. He's only here for meetings. He doesn't really have much time, but he might not actually have the time to test drive the vehicle. So the new manager, this is going to blow your mind, all right? He came up with the excellent idea that he's going to go and pick up that guy from wherever he's doing the business meeting, and then drive him from that business meeting to his hotel. And on the way, he can test drive the vehicle. He can experience what it's like. And then if he has more time, they can detour to the NEO house, or even to the NEO service center, which is the one I usually film at, and then also get him a NEO drink. And also because I invited him, and you're able to give a free NEO drink to people that you invite as a potential customer. It's a great first impression. So he also has a drink voucher, and so the new manager is going to pick him up from the business meeting, detour to the service center, get him a drink, test drive the car, and then drive him back to wherever his hotel is, which was really close to that swap station. And holy smokes, just think about this level of work ethic, man. I mean, how many other companies are you going to have these sales reps test drive and at the same time be a chauffeur and send you from point A to point B while you're busy? And so this whole entire experience, I'm sure, is very heartwarming for this potential customer. And I have a very good feeling that he's probably going to buy the car. And for that kind of, I guess, higher middle class person, or he's probably higher class person, this car, Neo's, perfectly suits his status. So I think he's going to actually pull the trigger probably. And he's also very interested in the car and the brand in general. So in terms of whether or not the ES6 is selling, it is definitely selling, but the order numbers are not going to kick in right away. They're going to kick in probably next month, late next month in June, and then potentially even in July. That's when the orders are going to kick in. And of course, make sure you're subscribed, because I am going to make a more detailed video about what's going on with deliveries, why everything is declining, earnings. I got a very banger video for earnings that's coming up very soon. You guys got to stay tuned for that. Subscribe, hit the bell. Also, test drive the vehicle yourself, experience it. You're not going to know how good it is until you experience it. The cars are just amazing. But having that said, deliveries are not going to look good this month. And then, but the orders are going to come in and be produced and delivered next month and the month after that. So keep that in mind. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.